What's up, guys? I'm finally back out doing car stuff. Man, COVID has been crazy. It's just shut down everything. Today, I'm going out on a back road that's kind of close to Tampa, and I've been back here before. It's an old junkyard that the last time I came out, about 2 years ago, the guy said that he was going to be selling it soon. And so when I pull in here, I don't know if it's going to show us an old junkyard still, or if it's going to be an open field that they're starting to build condos on. But looks like we're really close here. Slowing down to make sure. This is it. Now, this is kind of an unusual place in the respect that it was once a junkyard, but as time went on, it also became like a trailer park, so it's this weird hybrid. But I want you to see that. Look at the front of that. It's still got the air cleaner on it. Somebody just turned either a bus or a truck or something into a trailer. We go just a little bit further here. Old fire truck. Calumet City is what it says on it. I didn't know there was a Calumet City, Florida. I thought there was one in California, but I don't know. I may be totally wrong. But look at the size of the tree growing in it. The reason I wanted to bring you guys here, first of all, there's an extended cab fire truck looking thing. But the reason I wanted to bring you guys here is because I've been here before. See over here where there are trailers? This is what I was talking about, the hybrid thing. Somebody still has a place over there drying their clothes outside. But I went walking through here one time. The owner is super, super nice. He gave me the impression this place was for sale and had been sold, or was right on the edge of it. But take a look at that. Let me get a nice, look at that. It's got a logo from a city somewhere on the door there. Anyway, what we're going to do is come straight ahead here. Now that car right there, I asked him about it before. It's got like a stock drivetrain, but this guy has several garages that have several cool things in them. And way back in the back, there are still some old cars back there. The reason I don't know exactly what's way back in the back is because, I'll see if this piques your interest. What about that? Isn't that cool? I know it's a 4-door, I know it's crazy rusty, it's an inline 6 and stuff, but just how it's sitting there, man. And then there's a pen with chickens in it? Okay. But anyway, as I was saying, the area back in the back, I've walked down through that little road straight ahead there. I've walked back into that area. But the reason I didn't go too terribly far is the owner said, well, once you get down closer to the water, there are a whole bunch of copperheads down there. And it's July in Florida. So you're walking around in shorts, you know, and you're thinking, man, copperheads? What? I think every junkyard has to have the building that has a crap ton of hubcaps all over it sitting on the ground, and of course they stay nice because they're stainless. And how cool is that? Got a little Mopar over here and the sign that says office. Now I'm gonna go talk to the guy, make sure that I can go walking through here, and once he gives me the okay, then I'll start recording as I walk back through the field. Okay, I just got the okay from the owner here. And this is such a great place because the guy who owns it is an older guy, obviously been around for a while, and it's just one of those places that the more closely you look, the more cool stuff you see. You're obviously going to see things like that, but just kind of mixed in with the rest, you find such cool stuff. Now I'm not going to be looking at the camera as much as I would normally be looking at it, because he said that there are a lot of snakes back in here, copperheads and things, and because that some of the time I'm going to give you just kind of a distant shot there. Like this critter right here. Now it's really important when you're at a place like this to look down at all the nooks and crannies, not only for copperheads, but for just God knows what's going to be sitting there. It could be a gas grill like that, or it could be some unbelievably cool old car. We don't have the advantage in Florida of, like you do when you're up north in the winter, when it gets crazy cold, all the things that can bite and sting and things like that, they hibernate or go away. But here, those things are still, they may become a bit more dormant, but they are still out here wandering around. Now, like I said, as with any junkyard, you're going to go through and see a lot of stuff that you're thinking, okay, I have no use for that whatsoever. But then there's other stuff mixed in that's exceptionally cool. I have to keep focusing on looking down wherever I walk, because also in Florida, fire ants will earn their name. They will mess up your world, man. Now, if you look up that way, there's not much going on. There's an older boat. But as we get back here, this will be the direction. And we've got an area over here that's mowed down a bit, so we're going to try to stay on this and pay very close attention. A shovel? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. She asked if I wanted to take a shovel. And I thought, not to like beat snakes with or what? So, no, she knows better how to handle that stuff than I do. Anyway, trailers like this, man, it's so, I want to show you something. See those little guys? But anyway, trailers like this can have some really cool stuff inside them. And I'm not saying this is some treasure trove, honey hole place, but it does have just a fascinating look to it all. It's really hard to tell also with Florida, because you'll come up on something in a lot like back in here, and one vehicle will be totally rust free and the next one will be just totally eaten up. That's what I'm saying right there. Hell yeah. And that's what I'm not saying. Not even whispering that. Is that a Grand Marquis? There's a little Grateful Dead sticker on the bumper. These things, man, I never understood why they didn't catch on, because they're really cool. A lot of these T-birds in this era, I think everybody wrote them off when they got big in '58, and they just said, no. And I wonder if those lights are any good on the front of that F100 there, or F1, depending on the year. It's a V8 truck. If that's stock, that means 53. No, it's an overhead valve. So that wouldn't be that. Isn't that like 55, 56? Oh, two cool ones sitting right beside each other. There's a 5.0 body style Mustang back there, which is cool. But this is the one I'm talking about. That, I would imagine the floors are totally, absolutely, thoroughly smoked on the Falcon wagon. Oh, that's so freaking cool. A factory black Falcon wagon. Oh, damn. It's got some kind of hook thing on the roof. I don't know. Ghostbusters gear was up there or what. But as you can see, that's a Capri over there, I think. A T-top Capri with one of the T-tops out. So God knows what that interior... Oh, look above us, man. Look up in the sky. Another Falcon wagon, which... Appears to be a little newer, but oh, crap. I'm going to need your help on your powers of identification. Wasn't this a Mercury Montclair, maybe? Down the side of it. You can't really tell, but there's a little grill-looking thing. But that paint job and the headlight bucket and the way the fender is made makes me think Mercury Montclair, although I don't know those cars really very well. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the beauty. L5. Looks like an old Mopar back there. What do we have on the door here? Oregon District? All right, that right there, that strikes a chord with me because the Oregon District, Fire EMS, the Oregon District is an area in Dayton, Ohio where I lived for like almost 20 years. I wonder if this is that one. Has that rotating light on the front, the little one. That light rotates to get everybody's attention. I wonder if that's from Ohio. Ugh. Back in there, something. Got a roof line and a windshield, no wing on it. No idea. Keep looking to the ground. Don't want to die out here, just want to take video, people. Now this looks like it's straight out of Edward Scissorhands or something. Look at this thing. Big smokestack going to the top. Crazy. This may be a clue to the identity of this thing. What's that bumper? What's that little point in the middle of the bumper? Keep watching where I'm walking. The heck is that thing? No, this is looking more GM-ish. Pontiac Le Mans? Almost certainly not a GTO, but thoroughly smoked with rust. Ah, there we go. There's our determining factor right there. Look at that taillight. In that typical color too. It's is that ivy gold where it kind of looks green? Not the green part, but under there, that kind of goldish flaked off area. Again, that part right there, is that ivy gold? I don't know, cool car, but thoroughly 100% rusted into oblivion. And there's a couch. It's gonna be awkward if somebody's asleep on it. I noticed this truck the very first time I came back here. That's one of those really, really old fuel trucks. And it gives you some idea, I guess, how much more fuel we use than we used to, because that's a relatively small tanker. It's probably 16 to 18 feet front to back. You probably can't even see it in there, but it's all aluminum. And yeah, another fire truck. A little smaller one. Ferns growing in the back. A Ferd McFerdson. And eyes to the ground. Yeah, if you see me all of a sudden get really blurry on my camera shot and looking like I'm in a scene out of the Blair Witch Project, you'll know that I saw one of those damn things. Such a surreal landscape here. Beautiful day though. I mean, it's crazy humid, but still really nice. Another old truck stuck up in there. Looks like somebody needed the back of the cab. Coming up on the rear of that first fire truck we saw, says Monroe is the manufacturer. Got several little brackets back through here. The light's on top, of course. Look how little that trailer hitch is. Like a 2-inch. They must have hauled a jet ski now and then with it. Is that a Valiant? My buddy Steve, if you're watching, let me know. I have no idea. Once again, keeping my eyes to the ground, because there's a sneaky snake down there trying to get me. Town of Lynn, Town of Geneva, 2830. This is obviously a far newer one. Actually, I did not show you this one first. This one, I looked at it on the way in, but this is the first video I took of it. Let's go back in here. Yep, that's where they do all of the seances and... What is that thing? Cadillac. Oh, yeah. I think that one down there used to be like a Maverick. I may be wrong, maybe earlier than that. I remember seeing that on something, but I don't remember. Toyota? Very cool. I always loved these things, man. When I was younger, my brother was on a non-stop journey to find a set of 63 SS Impala hubcaps. Kind of like those. They're not exactly like those, but that's similar. They're hard to find, man. He's long since gotten rid of the car, so that's no longer an issue. And back in there. More SS caps. Yeah, that's a scary freaking spot right there. Oh, there's a... Check it out. Ford? Fairlane or Galaxy? Oh, there's some stuff back in there, man. The lenses. I know you probably can't see any of that. But boy, from here I can see just... This trailer has cool stuff in it, dude. What? You see that? That's old. Huh. Talk about a wide range of stuff, man. See that rear end right there? It's hard to say. I can't really zoom in because I'm standing on all this brush right now. This is exactly where copperheads would hang out. So I'm not going to stand in it. I'm standing to the side. But anyway, that's a Banjo rear end. That would have been in a Model A all the way up to probably late 30s, depending on the car. I may be wrong on that, but it's generally Ford and generally, let's say, the 20s on up through the 30s. But right behind it, you see like a little, there's a bumper that may be 55 or 56 Chevy. It's been painted yellow. Then that looks like Mustang parts, like 67 hood maybe. And you come down here and there's some little racks with more parts on. That looks like a Nova hood. Now, once again, you guys are probably making little comments like, no, that would have had the blah, blah, blah. I'm not an expert on all these cars. I just kind of know what some of them generally look like. So let's come back out here. This is one of my favorites in this entire place. And it's not because it's, look at the size of that damn chicken or rooster. Anyway, this is such a perfect junkyard find. You can't use it for anything, but it's one of those things you can't help but just stare at. And just look at the lines all the way down the side. It's a Chevrolet. It's rusted beyond all recognition, but just so cool. Got the attack roosters over here. They have a piece of pizza in there. Who delivers pizza to a pen full of roosters? Did they deliver pizza to you guys? It'd be weird if it had chicken on it. Just weird. I couldn't find it in my heart to leave here without showing you guys. Oh, now you're talking, you freaking rooster. Homosassa Fire Department number 6 is what that says. That's an area really, really close to here. Ward La France. Oh, how cool is that? Every gauge in there. Little step plate to get up on the back. Let's see what it was like to ride in that dude back in the day. Oh, that's cool. Man, that's a shame about that housing. I was wondering why it was still on there, because that's beautiful. What brand is that? Wow. Just gorgeous, man. Windshield long since delaminated. Look at that. Another emblem down there. Crank hole on the bottom. Oh. What a beautiful thing. Well, like I said, I had to make sure that I got these last couple featured on here because they're so cool and so interesting and so different. Gotta watch how far I get back in here. This one's a little bit newer. You see a little more diamond plate on it. But you still see, I mean, look at that old hose. Just smoked. Somebody took a lot of the gauges and workings out of this one. Calumet City. Oh, look at that. That is a logo. Look at that. That is so cool. Kind of an extended cab looking thing. This one is the one I talked about earlier. Just so cool, I guess. Driver and first guy up in the front here. American. I don't see that, but foamite. Would you think 40s or 50s? I would open that up, but God knows what's in there. Got a light on top that you can aim. Oh wow, 2 little jump seats. All right, we have one more to see and then we're headed out. As promised, I was going to show you one more. This one is so cool. It looks like somebody just parked it here a long time ago and decided this is where they were going to live out their years. Oh, that's so cool. Let's start up in the front here. A flathead 6, or is that a 4? I'll be able to tell better over here. But either one, flathead 4 or 6, it brought this whole damn thing. It's hard to tell that. It's a 6, I believe, but look at that. Cowl just gone. Single seat. If you were to see the dimensions of the inside of this thing, you'd realize that I'm 6'2", and there's no way in hell I would fit in here. Little clearance light. Gotta be careful back here. Can't get ahead of myself and get... Ooh, somebody put a dirty magazine in there. There's a dirty magazine. Ah, what a cool place. Now, hey, what the heck? I don't know what it is, man. I didn't remember all these kind of weird Mopars back here. I'm a little freaked out. I keep looking at the ground because copperheads do not make the same noises that rattlesnakes do. There you go. Stuck back in there. Let's go over here. There's a vent wing on something 50. Man, I can't. Is that a 7? Yeah, it's 57. You can tell by the trim piece. That trim piece right there. 57 4-door. Something way down in there, but it looks like it's a little something that doesn't really matter. This humidity out here is insane. There's something with a split hood, so back in the early days, the reason a lot of these vehicles had split hoods is because the machining and stamping processes were not good enough yet where they could make a hood with all those complex angles and, you know, things like that with one stamping. So there you see another one that's split in the middle. Windshield the same way. I keep hearing things in the grass behind me and I'm like, is that something that's here to kill me? This was really common on these cars. See that bucket right there? That thing is all, yeah. Two-door Chevy, 49 to 54. I'd love to have one of those, but there's still a lot I don't know about them yet. So when I look at them, I'll guess it wrong. C10. Oh. There's something that's really, really beautiful about seeing things like this, and at the same time, it's really, really sad. How cool is that? Old caddy back there. Now see these things right here. This is like a travel trailer kind of thing. Well, not a travel trailer, like a mobile home. But it's made of wood. And look inside there. I don't know if you can tell, it's got like a pastel green toilet and tub. Crazy. Still being careful where I'm going. What is that hood? Oh, it says Nissan. And keep walking. There's some Oldsmobile, Buick caps. Ferd McPherdsons. This is cool. I actually really like the fact that this walkway is right here. And look at that. It's an old wrecker or some kind of, I don't exactly know, but check that out. That is so smoked. Now see, that looks like that body style of like late 70s, early 80s Impala Caprice. Oh, this is so cool. It's a work truck or some kind of mining or construction truck. And look at the cab. That's pretty damn cool. Now this area back here, oh, check out that. You see that? Little Corvair there. Another one right here. Now, steel plates here, or iron or something. Old golf cart. A couple more Corvairs. They must have thought that Corvairs were going to be the next big thing. these places. This is so freaking cool. Now see, walking between here and that end of the clearing up there, I'm going to have to be a little careful. 69 Impala. Or Impala. Ah, that's cool. Is this a... Do we have a falcon here? Or is that... What's this little... No, it's got a weird roof line. It's not a falcon. A lark? Studebaker lark? Big old stinking Lincoln. Oh, yeah. You knew you were really getting somewhere if that little emblem right there was a 427. That would have been like on an SS or something. Crazy rare car in 69 for an Impala SS. Dude, I just started looking at this Impala and it's actually about exactly like I would have done back in the day, except for the ferns. I would not have had ferns inside, but first of all, look on the seat. That's what's left of an early, just little generic header. See the little 3-bolt flange there? Also look under the dash. Aftermarket gauges. Hell yeah. Put some speakers in the door over there. So he just cut a hole right in the centerpiece. That green seat. How cool is that? So freaking cool. Looks like that may be another Corvair down there. Just parked an Impala on top of it. Just put that anywhere, guys. Now, going against my better judgment, I'm going back here, but there's a reason. The reason I'm going back there is because of that thing right there. Now, this is where my expertise is just not all that good. I don't know the little subtleties about these body styles or why it would be a what, but I do just love styling cues. I turned it around. How did I do that? Maybe I hit that. There we go. Anyway, if you, I mean, look at that. That is so cool. Another thing, check out the springs on the back of this. The springs have little sheaths, kind of like a little metal covering. I don't know if that keeps the lubrication in them or keeps them from squeaking. Little Cab Over International. Little woodside bed with cool little stakes in there. All right, let's come back out this way. This is where I have to pay a lot of attention because, man, oh wow. Just sitting in the grass. Oh, that's a cool old light. And there's another one over there. There are 2 of them. Man, those would be so sweet in a garage. This is why you walk slowly back through here, even though they said there are copperheads everywhere. Now this is some kind of little forklift or something. An early one though. Keeping an eye where my happy ass is walking. Old Ferd McFerdson. Oh wow. Fastback window. Is that a Torino? Wow, how cool is that fern just growing in the middle of that? This may be a clue to the identity of this thing. What's that bumper? What's that little point in the middle of the bumper? Keep watching where I'm walking. What the heck is that thing? No, this is looking more GM-ish. Pontiac Le Mans? Almost certainly not a GTO, but thoroughly smoked with rust. Ah, there we go. There's our determining factor right there. Look at that taillight. in that typical color too. It's is that ivy gold where it kind of looks green? Not the green part, but under there, that kind of goldish flaked off area. Again, that part right there, is that ivy gold? I don't know, cool car, but thoroughly 100% rusted into oblivion. And there's a couch. It's gonna be awkward if somebody's asleep on it. Check out this old jack. Check that out. So cool. Man, I do not even want to walk inside there. There's probably cool shit, but be about where they would find my body decomposed. Man, look at that. Not the Omni. That thing. Engine yanker. Little hoist, cherry picker. Wow. Now see, I know a lot of people are into this kind of stuff. See those wheels? American pickers would be out here, but boy, you don't want to walk in there. Look at that roof to that thing, and it's got that big, ugh. Well, this one's going to be the last vehicle I'm going to show you in this particular area because it's not been mowed back in here, and it just looks like it's getting, with each foot, just a notch closer to sketchy. Looks like part of a boat trailer there, because there's its winch mechanism. So hard to say what's up under these stacks of stuff. But there's a... What did Dodge call this back in this? Was this, was that a D100 or was it not? Let me know in the comments below. Nice couch. I'm almost certain there's a body under that. I'm not even going to touch that. I'm not going to do that. There's another one of those lamps that I was talking about seeing earlier. So there's at least 2.5. Let's walk back up around this corner here and try not to get bitten by a freaking copperhead. Well, that draws to a close our visit to Mr. Bob's Junkyard. Finally found out his name this visit. But man, I've come to the conclusion you're gonna have one of a couple of different types of interactions with junkyard owners, operators. You'll either run across a guy who just does not want you to touch anything, doesn't want you to go anywhere, get you off the property, or you have Mr. Bob back there, who is, man, just the sweetest, nicest guy. Uses one of those scooters to get around mostly these days. He's an older guy. Navy veteran. I would have guessed that he would have been in Korea. And he said, no, he actually was between Korea and Vietnam. And I said, so that would have made you about 1960-ish? And he's like, oh yeah, exactly. And he says, went to Hong Kong, Japan, Okinawa, not during World War II Okinawa, obviously. But anyway, he has some issues with his health these days, and he stays inside his place there. But just the nicest guy ever. And makes you want to make sure you do the guy right. If you find something in there, make sure you guys pay it what it's worth, because he's a good dude. He's been doing it a long time, and just his little house on the property is so cool too. There's just stuff that you're not going to find anywhere, stuff that only a guy who's had a junkyard for 50 years is going to have. And not just car related stuff, but just old, cool, rare stuff. Anyway, that draws to a close our visit. And it also makes me remind you that very soon I'm going to have the second installment of this, because I didn't even go back in the honey hole area of this junkyard. I was probably on about 1/4 to 1/3 of it, and I was also in the area that had the most boring stuff that the junkyard has. There's everything from the 30s, 40s, 50s, so on back through there. But he also told me that being in Florida, we have snakes and critters and things that just, it's kind of like a little baby Australia. But he said, since there's a river back there, there are also alligators. And alligators kind of next level, man. There's such thing as like coming upon a snake and potentially getting bitten, but an alligator will not just beat you, or it will not just bite you, it will eat your entire body. And they'll find like a femur 30 years from now, so best to not mess with them. So when I go back there, I'm gonna have a weapon with me and long pants and stuff like that, and anything you guys recommend. Anything that will protect me whatsoever. I'm hoping those things will become more dormant as the weather cools off, but we got a lot of months before that happens. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and have a fantastic day.